Hi friends, welcome back to another video, or if you're new, hi. My name is Sophia and I share what my life is like in my 30s, just trying to figure it all out. So I did not film a proper intro for this video when I first started it, so I'm going to do it now. So going back in time towards the end of November, it suddenly dawned on me that I haven't read any book since mid-October. That is my bad. I was focused on another hobby that I was doing. I've been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you're into Animal Crossing like I was a couple years ago, then you would definitely be into Disney Dreamlight Valley, but that's a whole other video and we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, I haven't read any books or even picked up the book that I was reading since middle October. So I thought, why not record myself trying to finish this book and just make a reading vlog out of it? So that's what I started doing. I started picking back up on Part of Your World towards the beginning of December, and I then read the sequel to that book, Yours Truly, and I just vlogged about just reading those books and recording any reactions that I had and just had fun with it. I have seen reading vlogs, so I just kind of wanted to give it a try, and who knows if I like it or not. So let's get into the vlog. So I read for almost an hour now. I went through almost 50 pages and so far so good. I'm wearing these because I listen to music whenever I'm reading, and right now I'm reading with the Winter Night Jazz 2025 video on YouTube. It's just winter ambience music, which is perfect now since it's the last day in November into December. So yeah, I think I'm gonna read for like another hour or so. I really want to finish this book today, but I don't know, we'll see how much we get done in another hour, and then if I really want to, I'll continue reading. Alright friends, so it's a little over 2 hours since I started reading, and now I am less than 100 pages from finishing the book. As you can see, my Christmas tree is lit up. But yeah, now it's really dark. I'll probably give another update soon. Hopefully it'll be of me finishing the book, but we'll see.
life.
I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it. Hi friends. So it is now Wednesday. I started reading Part of Your World Saturday. I read a little bit on Monday. And then last night on Tuesday, I finally finished it. And it was a really good book. I just kind of stopped reading altogether because I was kind of in a slump. And I just knew that if I just went ahead and just go and read, I'll enjoy the book. So not liking the book was never the issue. It was just me getting caught up with other hobbies that I had, and I missed reading, so I wanted to just push myself to read, and I didn't regret it. So kind of just to give a brief synopsis of Part of Your World. It was about this girl. Her name is Alexis. She's not really a girl. She's in her late 30s, and she just got out of a pretty emotionally abusive relationship, and she stumbled across this town on her way home from a funeral, and she meets up with this guy. His name was Daniel, and he is 10 years younger than her, but they caught each other's attention and there was like an instant connection. So they had a one-night stand, but they couldn't stay away from each other, and so eventually they kind of had this like summer fling. And so they kind of navigate how she's from a pretty different world from him. Daniel is a small town guy. He is the mayor of his town, and his family has actually been, they're a pillar in the community. And kind of the same for Alexis. Her family started this hospital in Minneapolis, and they've always had a surgeon there for like over 100 years. So that's like one thing that they have in common, is just how both of their families kind of have a legacy from where they're from. But with Alexis's family, they're very kind of like high class and kind of look down on others based on, you know, where they went to school or like where they live and things like that. And so both of them just try to navigate if their relationship could work or not. And it's a really nice story. And I really do enjoy Abby Jimenez and the way she writes. I got to a certain point in the book where Alexis kind of had an epiphany moment, and everything that Abby wrote was just mwah, chef's kiss. It was so good. And now I am just more than excited to start reading the sequel to this book. Hi friends, so it is Thursday morning. I'm here waiting for my mom to be done with her doctor's appointment, but I figured while she's in there I go ahead and read. So far this book has been so, I guess you could say, cathartic. I feel so seen with this book, especially with the male main character. So yours truly, it is about the best friend of the main character from the last book. Her name is Brianna, She has just a bunch of things going on in her life. Like, she just finalized her divorce. Her brother has really bad end-stage kidney disease, and you know, she can't find a decent date to save her life. And one day, this new transfer from another hospital, his name is Jacob. He kind of has like a mysterious vibe to him. He actually didn't make a really good first impression in the ER. He lost like 6-7 patients on his first day in the ER, and people kind of nicknamed him Dr. Death. But Jacob has a really bad anxiety. Like, he's actually medicated to help with his anxiety and everything. And just reading his chapters, seeing his point of view, just validates anyone that suffers with anxiety. You really get to read and understand what goes on in the head of someone with anxiety, and I just appreciate that so much. And that's a really prominent thing with Abby Jimenez's books. She really focuses in on mental health, and she writes beautifully just the struggles that people with just any mental health issues, and just it's just so nice, and it really just makes you appreciate that someone understands and is able to articulate it for others to understand. Brianna and Jacob didn't get a really good first impression of each other, and the only way Jacob could get his thoughts across is to write his feelings. So he wrote Brianna a letter explaining just why he is the way he is, and just apologized if she misunderstood him. And you know, that led to her writing him another letter, and they just started writing back and forth to each other and just develop a beautiful friendship. And you know, as the friendship progresses, they started to fake date, because Jacob's ex and his brother just decided to get engaged, and you know, his family is up in arms thinking why his brother could do this to him, but Jacob wants his family to be at peace with it. And he thinks that just to shut up his family, he can have a fake girlfriend, and that's where Brianna comes in. So I'm actually at the part where they're at his brother and ex's engagement party, and Brianna's meeting them for the first time, and she is feral. She is very, very protective of Jacob, and his family is like, yes. So I'm just gonna continue reading and quit talking. So I'm just so excited to read what's gonna happen next, because I know it's gonna be good. So I finished yours truly a couple days ago, and I have some thoughts. First off, I'm just going to say that Abby Jimenez is my new favorite author. The past 2 books that I read from her, they were so beautifully written, and the way that she just writes about the struggles that people go through when it comes to having anxiety or dealing with hurt from a previous relationship, or just really toxic family dynamics, and all of those topics that were covered in those 2 books. It was so well done and very relatable, and I feel like anybody could get something from these books, and it's just oof. I love Abby Jimenez. I am a fangirl of hers now. So with yours truly, it ended a little... So for yours truly, it really had me on the first half of the book. Just both Brianna and Jacob writing back and forth to each other and just seeing their friendship blossom. It was very, very nice to read. And when Jacob made the decision to donate his kidney to Brianna's brother, that just solidified in Brianna's mind that this man was a good man, that he would be a really good friend to her, and she in a sense felt a little indebted to him. The issue that I had while reading how the fake boyfriend-girlfriend dynamic was going, and them seeing if they loved each other or not, it was so frustrating how things would have gone so much easier if they had just talked to each other. But then of course these 2 people, they're flawed in how they communicate and how they trust, and so it's understandable why they didn't be upfront with each other with things, but it was just so frustrating to read it. And at some points as the chapters went on, it did feel a little repetitive with, for example, Brianna. She was convinced that Jacob was still in love with his ex-girlfriend, and she just couldn't imagine that he could have any romantic feelings towards her, even though he does and says things that clearly show that he does have feelings towards her. She would in the back of her mind just say, oh, but that's not right, or I know better, because I know for a fact, even though she doesn't, still have feelings for his ex-girlfriend. So it did get a little bit annoying with her constantly repeating that. But then again, Brianna has dealt with trauma. It's a trauma response for when she does that, but oof, it got a little annoying. But towards the end, you know, she finally does go to therapy, and they both go to couples therapy to make sure that their communication was good, so they wouldn't deal with those issues when they eventually got married. Overall, I did enjoy both of these books. I do recommend them, especially because Abby Jimenez, like I said, is such an amazing author. I am planning to get the 3rd book, which is called Just for the Summer. I'm probably gonna get that in a couple of weeks, but I heard that that book was the best out of the trilogy, so I'm looking forward to reading that. So that was the reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have read any of these books or what you're currently reading, to see if I could maybe add it to my TBR. If you watched this video up until this point, thank you. If you'd like to keep up with me, please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you in another video. Bye!